A modern dilemma we're facing today is related to I was dealing with some problems that were in my personal life and some really dark demons.
When you drive a Rolls Royce, you are making a statement.
And how expensive is this statement?
320,000?
When I first came into money, that was about 2019. It was about 6 months after my Instagram business was doing pretty well. I had the brilliant idea to buy a car. So I looked at my savings, I saw how much I had, and I kept a reasonable budget for purchasing the car, and I kept on hunting for cars. And then I found a car which was a little out of my budget. So I drove it and I didn't end up liking it. And then I found another car which was a little higher than the car I had just seen, which I had already stretched out of my budget. And I was like, if I was willing to stretch to this much, why not stretch a bit more? And like that, I just ended up spending way too much money that I should have. After that, I had to even do some repairs on the car because I was going to be traveling 350 kilometers with a car which I was not sure if it was going to survive the trip all the way back to college. And my next month's rent, food and everything was just dependent on my business doing well that month. And that's the most scared that I've ever been. By no way am I saying that I regret buying the car, because I think it was an amazing decision for me to buy the car, because I had amazing memories that I will treasure for a lifetime. But I think I could have approached it a bit differently if I had a little bit of a financial understanding of how to approach it, which I only started gathering about a couple of years later, and it really drove it home when my brother told me that,
Hey bro, what's up?
you're making some money now. Have you heard of MoneyPot?
What? No.
Then this is gonna change your life.
Okay, I'm listening.
The income that you get, you before doing anything, you split it up into multiple pots. That is your tax pot, long-term savings, your investments, and then you see how much you have need to spend on yourself after taking everything else into consideration. And this concept literally changed my life and changed my financial trajectory since then, and it has always been good thanks to being able to learn that one concept. And I will link the video about the money pots at the end, and I will link the video about how I made money from Instagram as well at the end. But this was just one of the things that I learned from life and not from school. Now I'm going to be outlining the other 9 things that I want to share with you all in this video. And if at any point you feel like you already know what I'm sharing, then you can skip to the next point, because I'm going to put chapters down over here. But let's not waste any more time and get into the second point. Have you heard of the phrase that the pen is mightier than the sword? And what that basically means is that words can hurt much more than being stabbed by a sword. Although, now that I think about it, maybe not so. But the point is still valid. And in today's world, it's actually become more prevalent because of social media. And because people can hide behind fake profiles, fake accounts, and just harass and online bully anybody and everybody. And no matter how much you say that you will not let hate get to you, or these are just haters and they're hating on you, so you just ignore it, sometimes among all of this, there might just be the one comment or one word that might really hit home and absolutely take you down. What is actually happening is the person that is putting the hate out there or putting the hate on you is dealing with some insecurities or some personal problems for themselves. Like, the only reason why someone would put this amount of hate out for absolutely no gain to themselves is because they're just projecting their own emotions out. So just be empathetic and sympathetic and respond if you can with a positive comment or a loving comment. And if you can't, just hope and pray that the person is able to deal successfully with whatever they're dealing with and comes out of it stronger.
I'll tell you why, because you are a mean girl. You're a bitch.
If you're currently in school or college, or just think back on the days when you were in school and college, like, who were the popular or the cool kids? Was it the smartest? Was it the kindest? I don't know what's the situation right now. If that is the situation, then great. But at least in my time, the kindest, the smartest, the most beautiful people were not the popular ones, but it was rather the people that always caused trouble and that were always the bad boys, or up to no good. And that was unfortunately me. And I realized that the more trouble I caused, the more badass that I was being, the more attention I got, and that's what I ended up liking. But now when I'm just looking back at that, and I just feel ashamed of myself. I feel ashamed that I participated in that, and I also played a role in encouraging that kind of behavior. When you go out into the real world, it's totally different from school, and what used to make you feel cool and like the unpopular people is not going to make you feel cool anymore. Like, life will teach you that it's cool to be compassionate, it's sexy to be empathetic, and it's dope to be kind.
They express concern over the latest increase in heating oil prices. Renters in the metro area are certain to feel the pinch.
In school, I was labeled as the happy-go-lucky guy, or the guy who's always laughing and smiling. And that was true. I enjoyed school and I loved school because of that reason. Like, I could just go there, have a good time, laugh, and just be myself. But all of this was happening at the same time when I was dealing with some problems that were in my personal life and some really dark demons. And in today's world where everybody's just posting the highest edited photos to make it look like the best moments ever and sharing nothing else, there are some people who are going through personal stuff who think that, oh my god, their life is so perfect and I am having to deal with so much of rubbish. And that actually turns to resentment. Even if you are actually close to that person, you start resenting that person because you think that their life is perfect. And that resentment can turn into hate, and that hate comes out in ugly ways. So the next time that you feel like shouting, fighting, or taking out your anger on somebody, even for the smallest reasons, just remember that even if it may not seem like it, everybody is dealing with their own battles and their own personal problems. So instead of getting angry and making things worse for both of y'all, whenever you can, try to remember to choose kindness.
This might be hard to believe, but are you aware that nobody gives a
Now, I know that might sound harsh, but it's the reality. If you go out in the world and you want to accomplish something, then you have to do it yourself. You can't be reliant on somebody else making things happen for you. If you want something, you have to go and do it yourself. But this is not something that is flawed or that's a problem. Like, you also think about it. If you have your own stuff going on and someone really needs your help, but you at the same time are focusing on yourself and working on your project, like, are you going to take away the time that you're spending to work on your own project to help that person out? I mean, there will be rare instances where you will do that, but for how long and at what cost? It's just the way life works. Everybody's got their own stuff to deal with. So if you really want to do something, stop making excuses why you can't do it because somebody else is not there for you, because somebody else didn't do their part. If you want to do something and you really want to accomplish something, then you have to go out and do it yourself. I know it's much harder when you have no help, but it's also much more rewarding.
Hey! All of you! There is no hope for you. There is no hope.
When I was in school, if I did bad or didn't perform well or I failed in a test, then the teachers would let me know that they were disappointed in me, they expected more from me, and my classmates would make fun of me, and it was an all-round just demoralizing experience. And all I wish is that somebody had come up to me and told me that, it's okay that you failed. It's okay that you didn't do well. Take this as a learning opportunity to do better. Because now I realize that life is nothing without failures. You cannot be successful in life or cannot be anywhere in life without failing and realizing that you need to improve on yourself. Embrace failure, enjoy failure, and love failure.
Hey, fella, what's happening? I haven't seen you guys all day. Guess what?
line up. Guess what? I gotta tell you something. Report cards, baby.
How many of y'all have been told that you have to get the highest marks in order to be able to clear these exams and get into so and so college, and then after that in order to get so and so degree, and if you successfully get through all this, then that means the rest of your life is set. Now unfortunately that's not true. See, something that school is lacking and which no books can give you is life skills, which is the most important thing for you to be able to advance in any field or to become the best. Like, it doesn't matter how well you did in college or what marks you got in college. At the end of the day, if you can't do the job that you're assigned to do, then that's it, you're out. So even though I'm not going to go around the hype that college is useless, school is useless, education is useless nowadays, I do believe that does play an important role. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for the education that I had received, but also I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for the life skills that I got by putting myself out there, by trying different things and by taking risks. And I believe those life skills played a bigger role in my life rather than my marks. And another thing is, I learned that this is the way that life operates at a young age when I was in college, and that's why I changed my entire approach to how I studied and prepared for my exams. And if you guys are interested in checking that video, that will be linked at the end as well.
Do you think Elon Musk has work-life balance? Do you think Steve Jobs, when he was alive, had work-life balance? No. So if none of those people that created the wealth of the world had work-life balance, why do you think you're going to have it?
A modern dilemma we're facing today is related to the hustle culture, but at the same time there is a counter culture that is building where people are promoting working less, enjoying life more. Now this has, honestly, I don't know about you guys, but to me it has got me confused. There are days when I go a week or 2 weeks of just working, and then I start feeling guilty, like I'm just working and I'm not enjoying life. And then I'll go on 2 or 3 days of just enjoying, relaxing and not really work, and then I will flip into, oh my god, what am I doing, I'm wasting time. And I don't know if you guys also have experienced this and you're in the same boat as me, but let me just tell you one thing: there is no right and wrong work-life balance. There is just your work-life balance. So see what works for you and do what makes you happy, instead of just listening to this side and that side and making your decisions based on that.
Sounds like a dumb question. I don't have a credit card.
When I was young, I was told that credit cards are bad and they will end up getting you in debt and you will struggle to pay that debt off. And I always thought that credit cards were the reason that most people are in debt. It was only once I grew older and I understood that credit cards are not the bad thing. Even today, people blame social media for a lot of their problems. It's the way we use these tools that are provided to us that make it a problem. Now, I personally have used a credit card for about 2 or 3 years now, and it's been amazing for me. Now, I clear off my credit card debt every single day before the deadline. So I pay no interest and I just get credit card points, which I can use to redeem crazy amount of things like clothes, stay and so many other things. And that's the same with social media. Like, you can use it to your benefit or you can let it control you and use it to your detriment. All of these are just tools, and it's the way that you use it that makes it good or bad.
Another one.
I have a bonus point for you guys, and it's not from me, it's from one of the greatest athletes of all time, and this is my way of saying thank you for sticking around till the end of this video. But before I play that clip, I want to let you know that I have set a personal goal of hitting 1k subscribers by my birthday, that is 27 December 2022. So I am really close to that and I really would like to make that happen. So if you guys enjoy this video and you would like to see more of my videos, then do consider hitting the subscribe button. But let's not waste time, roll the clip.
Everybody that you fight is not your enemy, and everybody that helps you is not your friend. And that's what life taught me.